What up, y'all? So I'm just wrapping up my journal, right? Like, here's my journal, and it's 6 o'clock in the morning right now. I woke up at 4:30. I did 100 push-ups, and then I drove my way out towards where my gym is. So it was like a little bit like a 20-minute drive, and I like to just sit in my car, with this view right here, right? And this is my hometown, right? And I'm just journaling anything that comes to mind. I have like meditation music going on as I'm doing this. And, one thing I realized is that the man who spends time and takes pride in building the businessman before the business, like to be able to build the rock, right? The foundation of who you are so that, your business is standing on that man can't be stopped, right? Like the man who's taking pride in this, he can't be stopped, because at the end of the day, one of the most valuable lessons I've learned lately is that, like, there's no point of me making 100K a month, 200K a month, if I'm not a man who can sustain that, if I'm not a man who's capable of holding that up, right? Because it's cool to have money, right? It's cool to like have one nice, income for a month or two, but the real gangster, right, the man who can actually sustain that, comes from the inner work, comes from the mentality, comes from, knowing and truly believing that you are, capable of this amount of money, like you are this amount of money, right? And that's so important, because if not, then you're gonna collapse, right? So my message to anyone, watching this is just to understand that we got to do the inner work, right? Like, we always want these external things in life, but, no one wants to do the inner work. But the inner work is where everything, it's where you tie the bow on every gift that God is giving you, and you're grateful for it, right? Because at the end of the day, we got to realize every single day and every single morning, and I journal this as well, is that we were given the biggest gift of all time, to be able to be alive, to be able to really like follow a purpose, follow a journey, be able to, view the universe as if you were the entire universe. Because, there's a quote that one of my mentors, one of my masters told me, I'll never forget, is the day you cease to travel, you will arrive, right? Like, you can think about yourself being somewhere in the world, and you can generate those feelings, from where you are on this spot. So, you're connected to the entire universe, and the universe lives within you, right? So that's why, there should be no such thing as doubt, fear, or insecurities or anything, because you are the creator of your life. You're able to take your mind anywhere it wants to go, negative or positive, right? But our job is to be able to control our mind, to be able to stay positive, journal these things so that you're reprogramming your mind, right? To be able to understand that, I need to neutralize any sort of negative thought that my brain or my mind is thinking of, right? Because whatever I think about, that's going to generate my feelings, and those feelings are going to go dictate my actions, right? So it's not really anything outside of you that's pulling you towards doing something that you shouldn't be doing. It's actually yourself, the inner work, the gaps, the seeds that you were planting that have grown over time of you keep entertaining negative thoughts. But the beautiful thing about this is you're able to fix that. You're able to change that. You're able to transform, right? Another thing I love to say is you're not trying, you're transforming into the version of yourself that God created, right? You're not trying. Think about the most famous example of the butterfly and the cocoon and the caterpillar, right? The caterpillar turns into a cocoon and turns into a butterfly. Like, we work in a similar way, right? You're transforming through the cocoon of who you used to be, right? And you're breaking through and becoming the butterfly that God created you to be. And it's so powerful, because sometimes people aren't going to understand you when you're becoming. People aren't going to understand you when you're changing. People aren't going to understand you when you're transforming. especially the people that are closest to you, because they know you for who you used to be. So this is why it's important to have faith in your journey, believe in God, know that he's there for you at all times, right? And he knows what you're about to become. Just like he knew that caterpillar was going to become a butterfly, he knows what you're about to become. So have faith in that. And what he sees in you, the potential he sees in you, is so big, is so awesome, is so powerful and impactful. All we have to do is listen. So this is why I wake up early around 4:30 so I can hear God, because by this time, like, it's already wrapping up. By 6 o'clock, like, the world gets noisy, right? So we want to be able to hear God at a time where it's quiet. And, you know, all successful people say that around 4:30, 3 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock is the time where you should be, you know, listening for God's voice. So this is why it's easier for us to wake up early, because we know that that's the mission and that's the goal, is to be able to stay in alignment with him. So that's what I wanted to talk about this morning. Guys, if you guys found value, make sure you just drop a comment. If you have any questions, drop a comment. Feel free. You know, it's an open community, but I haven't posted in a minute, so I'm just going to post this out there. And stay powerful, you know, stay confident, and understand that you're capable of anything, okay? If no one ever told you that, I'm telling you that straight up right now. I don't care what your situation is. I don't care what your circumstance is, okay? We don't define ourselves by our circumstance. We define ourselves by who we're becoming. So, you know, you're powerful. All the pain that you're going through is making you into a stronger person. We may not see it yet. You're breaking through the cocoon right now, okay? But just understand and have faith that the butterfly version of you, the person who's got everything they ever wanted and desired, is coming. It's on the way. Already thank God for it, because you are already it, okay? So take care, guys, and have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you guys are. And just remind yourself every single day that you are powerful and you are capable of everything that you dream and desire. Peace.